All right, Pick Central, July 17th, July 18th. Boom. What's on the docket today? We got some tennis. We got WNBA action. We got, the Open Championship starts tomorrow.
It's on right now.
Oh, it's on right now? Okay.
It's on right.
And that's what we got.
Summer
Pick
League.
Central, Summer League ball. Clemmer, Mush just walked in, Big Ev. And Big Ev, congrats on a new contract.
Thank you.
Believe so. Now, hypothetically speaking, of course. If one is signing a new contract, should one disclose any possible ailments or future endeavors, or if you're, on a sports talking show site where you have to depend on your voice, should you disclose that to your boss and contractual obligations?
Hypothetically, might be a fair question. Hypothetically, of course, only. It's HIPAA, ADA, or maybe hypothetically, you agreed to terms on a contract, you signed it, and then magically these symptoms, hypothetically, of course, start appearing where you look like Popeye, and half your face is paralyzed, hypothetically, of course.
Oh, it's crazy sitting next to him.
It's
this side's
brutal.
crazy. His lips about to hit me in the face.
Yeah, it's brutal.
Also,
I'm overcompensating.
did you
One side of my face doesn't work.
so the palsy, did you sign it when you had the palsy?
The palsy?
No,
Is it like the process?
That's what we're calling the palsy.
It's an actual ailment.
No,
Oh, it's away, right?
yeah, no, it does, but it varies, and I've heard 2 weeks, I've heard months.
Yeah.
Caroline just came in and said she had it for 5 months.
Oh,
Really?
she's got to.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal.
Well, you got to keep that information to yourself when someone's got it.
Jeff Lowe texted me, said he had it, and that it lasted like 2-3 weeks. In
Everyone
college, he
here
had it.
I don't know if my mic's on or not, but everyone here has had it.
I don't know if mine's on either.
Yeah,
Yours is on.
I've had people DM me and say it was gone in 2 weeks to do facial exercises, to ice it, to
Please spill yourself doing facial exercise.
acupuncture. Yeah, I've been doing them. You do a lot of this, like work your eyes, but it doesn't really work.
Your
Do a lot
mics
of
are
this.
on, by the way.
Is it worse than yesterday or better than yesterday?
I would say probably the same.
Okay.
I guess I think I misunderstood the doctor that day 3 would be like the worst it gets. So right now it says that from what he told me is like the max.
It doesn't hurt.
Hurt? Nah, hurt would be strong.
Should you be like talking?
No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
Oh, really?
It definitely doesn't help.
Oh.
Definitely, the rest was definitely a big thing. But I mean, I just can't do that. I use my mouth for a living.
Imagine Ev just
true.
took off for like 5 months because he
Sign a contract and just...
but for the record, Dave did just say he would have signed it regardless, and that he thinks it's good for my brand. So I think I got lowballed.
Let me
I
tell
should
you.
ask for more money.
You're more valuable now.
Apparently, I'm more valuable. I should have asked for more money.
Listen, you are. It's not the worst thing for the brand, you know.
Now we're gonna do some facial exercises videos later. Maybe video me trying to drink water. It's tough, man. Drinking water. And that's the big thing.
Sorry,
Drink
man.
a lot of water. Like I said, might good for the weight. Can't eat as much. It's hard to eat, so that's not the worst thing for me, obviously. But
Do straws help?
I haven't used one. Jeff D'Lo recommended it. I haven't used one yet. I probably should. I am a big straw guy when I drink like my vodka Red Bull. So
Thank you, Jeff D'Lo, for that recommendation.
Straw.
It was
he's a guy,
straws.
he's had it. He's a Bell's palsy.
No, that's
survivor.
true. That's
Crazy
true.
you haven't thought of it yet.
Well, no, I mean people have said it to me.
All
I just don't carry straws around.
right. You got the palsy. You gotta.
I've had it this week. I didn't even know I had it till
He's new
Tuesday
to it,
night.
Marty.
Till Tuesday night.
He's new to it.
He's new to these.
We're not even 48 hours from diagnosis. I'm learning. I'm learning on the fly here. People saying don't use fans around your face, maybe that triggered it, which I do keep a good fan in my room, so I might have to sleep with
Bro,
that.
I actually, I could see, because you were definitely a guy, because Dana was this guy where, like, the fan, like, you sleep and the fan's right here.
It's
And it's just straight on your face.
Fans
probably
trigger
probably 5
Could
feet
see
away.
that?
Yeah, I grew up like that.
Yeah.
No, it's fine, but I
guys-
didn't know fans would
I
trigger.
mean, I don't think that's the main fucking thing, but
They don't know what triggers it. There's a variety of things that can.
Huh.
They said like a
Think about
virus
that, though.
can. They said stress can.
that's a fan blasting on your face for 8 hours. Your face is probably like, give me a break, and look, it's taking a break.
See, that's
It's
just
not- but
no.
it's
That's
not
talking like
hours.
somebody who grew up in a central air conditioning.
No, I did
house.
fan. I had fan.
Did fan, and
I
you
had-
didn't.
You think
That's
I had-
insane. Then, if you can
think
go
I had
fan growing
sip-
up,
I had no central air at all. I had one little piece of air conditioning, but I had my room was the hottest thing. I had a fan right on my face too.
Oh,
I think
okay.
now-
Well, then what are you saying?
Now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't use it now.
I used to put the box fan in the window because we didn't
Yeah.
have AC when we only had AC in the living room. It was like
Also,
a wall.
I wasn't a fan in my face. It was like in the room, just blowing around.
That's what I had.
And it wasn't never like right in my face.
No.
Dana literally would have it directly next to his face.
Well, nah, mine's like probably 5 feet away.
Oh, all right.
It doesn't blow. I keep it more on my body than just like right.
Yeah, that's what how I was.
It makes my eye watery. But now, I honestly, when I first having the symptoms, I thought my eye was just watery because of that. But it's what I said yesterday because I don't think I blink very well. So Robbie, one of our social guys, good guy, had eye drops. Gave me a bottle of eye drops yesterday. So I've been trying to put those in when I can.
Are you sleeping okay?
Yeah, like not like too bad.
All right.
Genuine question. Is there anything that we can do to help? Like, should we allow you to talk less? Or
No, it's a problem because I have to talk.
yeah.
If I couldn't talk, I literally just couldn't work.
Can I touch your face?
You want?
Well, I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
Ev,
This
let's.
side's the one that's good, but
That's a good one. Yeah, it's not
I
moving.
can feel it.
You can feel
I
it.
can feel it. Yeah, I can feel it.
Ev, this is going to sound like a shot, but it is a compliment coming from me and possibly anybody else. You worked at a blogging company for half a decade without a computer.
It's true.
Yeah, and you survived very, very well.
That's true, but I never got hired to blog. Like that was never really
That's true, too.
like a big part of my job.
Dave actually
really at
told
any
me to
point.
never blog when I first got hired because I was so stupid. So I could I always
Captain Dave?
always had it in the back of my head.
Ev, what would
Just
you
in
say
case,
is
you
more
know?
impressive, being on a podcast with Bell's palsy or losing in the first round in 6 games?
What do you think that it's called again, Phil?
Isn't it Bell's palsy?
Oh, yeah, you got it.
It is. That's right.
You got it.
Weird comment.
I misunderstood you.
It's got to be close. I mean, listen, multiple podcasts a day. He's only doing one game.
I
He's only
think
playing one game a day. I'm doing multiple podcasts. Just having daily just conversations with people, shooting the shit, stool scenes, blah blah blah. We're powering through that. We're playing through it. We're hurt, not injured. And
Heroic act.
we're probably injured.
It is.
Hero.
It is.
Yeah, hero ball. I'm playing hero ball right now.
Pure hero. Obviously, there's not much going on today in terms of sports or betting, so we're going to talk a little MLB futures. Also, if there's anybody out there in this world, I feel like you can get a pretty good read on Olympic odds that are coming up. If anybody, now I don't.
Well, there's
I
one
don't-
guy.
Yeah, there is one guy. But if anybody else out there wants to speak up with any Olympic future bets that are coming up, the Olympic starts in France, I believe, August?
We're the wrong guy.
No.
No, it starts.
so
I
it
think
started sooner than
I
that.
believe last week of July.
I think it
Last
starts
week.
Like I know USA basketball has like real games, like the 20. I want to say 26th, 28th. I think.
Yeah, so-
and we could talk about that too because as you may or may not know, I am a Sixers supporter, and Joel Hans Embiid I will die for. I don't know if you saw it yesterday. Team USA basketball crushed Serbia, absolutely bodied them. JoJo didn't have a good first half, like at all,
Didn't he
against Jokic.
Didn't he get pulled from the starting lineup?
Yeah.
I know it's only like one or two.
No,
games.
people were talking about AD starting over him by.
I thought the talk was they played better when AD was on the floor.
That wouldn't surprise me. Apparently, NBA refs call games differently than the Olympic Committee or whoever is on the international stage. And JoJo didn't look so good trying to draw fouls from Jokic down in the paint or passing it to nobody or trying to hit a fucking layup. And he got it pretty bad yesterday. So I just like to say that I am still a Joel Hans Embiid supporter, and we move on. We move on.
I don't know what's as a Sixers fan. You don't love that he's playing in this at all.
I don't. Are you kidding me? A prolifically injured individual just going out there and playing on an international stage at this level of competition when you don't have to? Yes, I do not prefer him playing.
He was on a hobbled knee 2-3 months ago.
Yeah, no.
Really hobbled knee.
No. I'm not a big Olympic guy anymore. I think it's incredibly jumped the sharp in terms of patriotism and nationalism, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I think I appreciate the athletes and all the work that they put into it, but all the bullshit contrived not arrogance, Clemmer. What would you say around it?
I mean, there's a lot of corruption around it.
Oh, well,
IOC
that's for sure.
and
He's always got the worst of the worst coming from it.
it's true. I mean, look at
There has been a lot.
Oh, I
also,
know.
I
know.
Like, look at you. I think you just like to turn blinders onto certain things. So, like,
No,
like,
yeah.
look at what.
You
it is.
think, dude? Yeah, I like to live a fun life. I don't like. I'll turn a blinder to every bad thing in the world.
Unfortunately, that life is real, and there's some real. The Olympics will go to these cities and they'll build these arenas and everything, and then immediately leave them. And meanwhile, you've dehomed thousands of people to now having abandoned stadiums. Other than the Salt Lake City Olympics, I believe almost all, if not all, have lost money for these countries. And then a lot of them use it to make their countries that are run by dictators or run by evildoers look very nice. Hey, look, we have the Olympics. Aren't we a good people? And it's like, well, no, you're not. You're evil, and you're just
Name your top evildoers in the world right now, Clemmer.
Well, I would say there's quite a few.
That have hosted Olympics.
I mean, Putin did it, right?
There you go.
We got one right there. Yeah, I'd have to go back and really kind of look at the exact Olympics. I don't want to call out evildoers without doing more research on it public.
Yes, do not call Saddam Hussein an evildoer if he does not have weapons of mass destruction, correct?
Well, no, those are two separate things.
yes.
He's still an evildoer,
Still
but
an
he did not have
evildoer.
weapons of mass destruction. He also did not host an Olympics.
This took such a wild turn. We were talking corruption. I was just thinking like Roy Jones getting robbed on the boxing gold medal.
Well, that is corruption as well.
That's where my mind
That's
went.
huge corruption.
Dictator.
Or look what happened in was it the Olympic team? Was it 72? No, was it the Munich one?
Munich?
When those guys got robbed?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, this has been going on way before any of us were born. Yeah. I mean, anytime.
Still doesn't touch a candle to FIFA.
Yes, that's a whole world I don't know.
FIFA
I don't know
is
anything about.
the worst when it comes to that.
Roy Jones one was pretty bad. It actually helped his career, I think, long term.
Well, FIFA.
I think it made him more famous because he got robbed so incredibly bad.
Yeah.
that they literally all the judges got removed forever. The guy who he beat was I believe a Korean guy, and literally vehemently apologized to him in the ring after. And I think America rallied around him. I've watched a lot of documentaries. On Roy Jones.
That is.
I love that though. I love that little corruption.
That is true. I mean, Roy Jones had it tough. FIFA also gave Qatar the World Cup, and
Yes,
I
that's a
think
great example.
thousands of people were forced to be indentured servitudes in building the infrastructure and died.
And everyone's just okay with it. We just when they're
Yeah.
everyone-
Isn't it the 2028? It's in LA, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And, which brings back memories of, 84 was in L.A., and, 80, of course, we did not compete in the Summer Olympics because it was held at the, USSR at the time.
Damn commies.
Carter.
Was that the one that they come? You watched Iron Claw. Was that the Olympics
Yes.
that he was supposed to go to?
Exactly
One
right.
of the Von Erich brothers.
Yep. Yeah, so we obviously were in the Winter Olympics. That's the miracle, on ice. But the Summer Olympics that year were in the USSR. Carter pulled everyone out, and then in retaliation, 84, USSR did not send over their athletes to compete in 84. So, this anytime you get that many countries that obviously have major disagreements, you're gonna have some of these issues.
That scene in the Iron Claw hurt me.
Oh my god, the whole movie hurt me.
Well, no, for sure.
Oh my god.
No, actually, legitimately, probably one of the least hurting things in the whole movie.
Oh,
But what were those guys you train for? Especially
heartbreaking.
Those type of events you dedicate your whole life to.
You have such a
It's
small window.
It's every 4 years.
Devastating.
Yeah, he probably is literally depending on how it falls on your age. You might have one window, maybe two if you're lucky.
So many
And
athletes
just
got
get ripped,
cheated.
and you're healthy, you're ready to go,
Awful.
and just get the rug just ripped out from under you.
That
Heartbreaking
movie-
stuff.
That movie was so sad. They left out another son. That
Yes.
Dude, I'll never forget.
That's how
I
crazy it
texted Robbie after I saw it to talk to him about it, and that was the first thing he said to me. I was in shock.
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it. Could not believe it.
On to some baseball, boys.
Good segue.
Yeah. Jeff Passan said that he thinks Paul Skenes can win the Cy Young Award this year.
I think
You absolutely
I
can.
think he can, but I think that's it. We're really jumping everything on this guy. He
Are we,
didn't start
though?
the season off right. There's a lot of
Only
other.
what was it? Only a couple weeks that he didn't start. So he missed.
He missed over a month.
How many starts
Yeah.
do you think
Can you
missed
fact
at the
check
beginning?
that, Clemmer?
Like four, maybe.
I mean, I'll tell you this: if he pitches,
Four.
if he pitches like he has the rest of the
Yeah.
season, he'll finish with 140 innings.
So not enough.
Not enough to qualify, but you can still win a Cy Young. He cannot,
got it.
cannot win the ERA title. Any of the rate awards, he cannot win.
Got it.
Listen, I don't. This is not me. I actually love Paul Skenes. I love watching him. It's just like let's let the guy, and because that's just what shows are gonna do, obviously too. That's what we're gonna do. Like, it's cool, fun to talk about. I get that. Let the man just, he just started, and it's just that. How many times have we seen a pitcher halfway through a season be great? Clay Holmes was the best closer in.
This is different.
I understand.
Starters are different.
I know it's different, but I'm just saying, like. He's only how many innings has he pitched so far?
Okay, so who in history has fit this
66.
this hype
66 innings.
up to this far? Strasburg,
No,
Kerry Wood.
This is bigger than Strasburg. This is.
I don't know. Kerry Wood came out and pitched.
Well, Strasburg got hurt right away, so I mean, he couldn't. That was.
It wasn't right
the
away,
hype
Clement.
was there.
It was right
Really
away.
big.
So that's okay.
It wasn't right away.
How many starts do you have that first year?
Okay, maybe not situationally the same, but hype talent wise coming in as a pitcher and performing.
Strasburg was fucking huge.
Yeah.
Anticipation.
Okay, Strasburg's debut was huge. He did not have an 11-start stretch like this after he came up.
That's not what we're
But that's what we are talking about.
No,
We're
I'm
talking
saying-
about right.
Talk about both. Put both in.
About
Oh, no, he asked me who up to this.
Okay, we'll put both in. Put both in.
All right, let me talk.
Yes.
So you have a couple different examples. You have, you could look at Gooden in '84. You got Fernando Valenzuela in '81, and Fernando also won Rookie of the Year and Cy Young, which is wild. But this is what we're going to have to go back to the '80s to talk about something like this. Now,
You want to put Kerry Wood in that?
Wood was different. I guess you could put Wood in there.
Didn't Wood strike out 20 guys his rookie year?
No, he did. No, he did it in May. I watched it.
How
How was that?
Hang on a second. Let me explain. Look at what his ERA was coming to that game. I believe his ERA was like 6 going to that game. Now, he ended up pitching really well. I believe he won Rookie of the Year, right? In '98, I could be wrong. But like he had a really good year, but he wasn't a Cy Young contender.
Also, I think the thing with Skenes is that he was in college a year and a half ago. Like, I think it's crazy that he basically didn't. How long was he in the minors for?
A year, but keep in mind, though, Kerry Wood, though, drafted at high school, was younger than Skenes is.
Okay,
now,
fair
if that
enough.
makes any sense.
Fair enough.
I
I was actually going to ask that. How old was Kerry Wood when he was?
So Wood
21.
Wood was 21. He won Rookie of the Year. He didn't get any Cy Young votes. So this is a little different. His ERA that year, by the way, 3.40, fantastic. By the way, that 20 strikeout against the Astros, I watched it in real time.
it's
It was
stunning.
it might be the greatest game ever pitched.
Stunning.
But like he had a lot of ups and downs that year. Still an incredible season. I'm not trying to take anyone from Kerry Wood, who I think was a great underrated pitcher. But this is different. This is domination, and Kerry Wood really didn't dominate like this.
So let me talk about Skenes winning it. So what's his ERA at the moment?
190,
1.9.
Okay, so that's 50 innings. We have
66.
Okay, Lopez has 95 innings with a 1.8, right? Like that's a huge lead in
Just ERA.
in the ERA. But I know that's kind of I think that's
Most
probably
important
the
stat.
biggest thing they're looking at.
Absolutely.
I think that they're gonna have. It's not a bad bet, obviously. If you have Skenes already, but I think they have a cop out of like Rookie of the Year.
Oh, of course.
And that's
100%.
where they give him that
100%.
instead of the
Still
Cy
giving him
Young.
something.
Because the NL Cy Young race is it's pretty close. Like there's not a clear winner right now at all.
So you have Zach Wheeler, you have Ranger Suarez, you have Lopez, and you have
Sale?
Skenes, you have
Sale.
Sale,
Sale's in the mix.
and you have the Cubs rookie.
Sure.
I mean,
Just toss Chris Sanchez in there, Smitty. I know you want to.
no,
Okay.
You got Schroeder in the mix for sure.
and Shota. One interesting thing about Zach Wheeler being in this race again is 2-3 years ago against Corbin Burns, he lost.
He was the runner-up.
But Corbin Burns had significantly less innings pitched. Kind of like,
Correct, and Zach Wheeler had a much better WAR.
yes.
And this is the thing. So Wheeler has made 8 more starts than Skenes. That's just, so if we're looking at Wheeler as kind of, and we're talking about like Ronaldo Lopez, like those guys have 7-8 more starts than Skenes. So here's my thing with Skenes. If Skenes can pitch the rest of the season at this pace, he maybe should be the Cy Young Award winner.
He pitched 140 and had a 1.8. Yes.
Yeah, but if he misses,
on a team that's below 500. Mike.
Yes.
they're 500 right now, and you got to wonder.
Yeah, but you gotta factor that in a little
I almost
bit.
think that they won't be. I feel like they're like on the rise a little bit. So they're like, what if they like sneak into the playoffs? It's not crazy. They got Jerry Jones, they got Mitch Keller. The thing with Skenes is though, if he misses any time at all, if he misses like two goes in the IL for any stretch at all, even misses like 2 starts, he drops out of contention. That's the risk if you're placing a bet on him.
What was he? It was even like just. I think we talked about a little bit. Like during that last start before the All-Star break, his number literally cut like in half. Like during the start, He was like
He went
hitter.
7 innings, no hit.
He was like
11.
25, like 30-1 before the start.
Right.
By the end of the start, he was like 14-1,
Yeah.
10-1.
Pulled him in during a no-hitter. 7 innings,
Crazy.
no-hit baseball.
Second time this year,
Yes.
they pulled him from a no-hitter,
He's
which
also
I actually think is the right thing to do.
no win-loss doesn't matter. He's 6-0.
It's also like colors
That's
it
how-
too. Like talking about Kerrywood, just the obviously he's in a 20 strikeout game, but the dominant strikeout numbers are just that's what the people want to see. They want to see
Listen,
gas. He throws gas.
He's the best. I think he's gonna be the best pitcher in baseball. Honestly, I really do. I just think this year we push people so quickly. Let's let him pitch this year. But I get the conversations. I get all that. It's gonna be interesting though, because again, we just went through all those NL ERAs. It's pretty close.
Pretty
between-
close.
We didn't even mention Justin Steele. Justin
Yeah,
Steele right
he's right
now,
there.
he's pretty close to qualifying. He's not yet, but right now, if he could qualify, he'd be third.
He's got
He by the end, as long as he doesn't get hurt, he'll be qualifying by August, 21st.
pitches the
24th,
first
so to
game
speak.
too. So he pitches for tomorrow.
Right, which is great. So that's
Probably.
going to help him catch because he pitched the last game.
Yeah.
So that's going to almost give him a leg up. So now he might qualify by August, 12th or something.
Yeah.
Also-
he's got, what 86 innings, like 2.8.
And
So, like,
how it works, in case people don't know, like it's a game for every inning for every game your team has played.
Yeah.
So if your team's played 9 games, you have to have 89 innings pitched to qualify for these rate awards.
But it's correct. But you're saying you don't have to qualify for the Cy Young?
Correct. So like Dennis Eckersley's won a Cy Young, he won MVP. He was a closer. So like you don't need to. There's no innings mark you need to hit.
Well, he started as a starter.
Correct. But the year he won the Cy Young and MVP, he did not start.
He was a Cy Young as a closer.
Yes, and MVP.
MVP as a closer is wild.
Pretty wild, right?
That'll never
Eric Gagne.
happen again.
Just a note on Paul Skenes. You mentioned the strikeout stuff. Minimum 6 innings pitched. He is second in all of baseball in Ks per 9. He only trails Garrett Crochet, who's in the American League. Glasnow's right behind him. Skenes at 12.08. Glasnow's at 11.81.
And Glass now has back tightness.
Yeah.
So, that's something to watch for.
You know what I think the mesmerizing thing with Skenes is too? I think there's these. I guess Skenes is a little different because he wasn't generational in the sense of like Bryce Harper. Like he wasn't the chosen one when he was 16. But I think there's these guys that come out like in the draft or whatever you want to call it in varying sports where they're like these can't miss guys. And when you see right away the greatness, it's just so fascinating. Like you just gravitate towards it. And I think that's what it is with him.
Of course.
He was so hyped up. He wins the national title, #1 pick. And then a year later, he's dominating the major leagues. I think that's like the biggest thing. You talk about how big the debut was for Strasburg. Skenes was like very. So remember, we all were in the cave. It was like that first start. We're like, oh my god, we got to see.
100%.
What was it against the Cubs? He's first start.
Yeah.
Start
He
was
faced
it?
Justin
Against
Steele.
twice.
That's right.
So just like
yeah, the
just seeing
Strasburg-
that come to fruition.
The Strasburg debut was incredible, for sure. But my point was he just didn't have this kind of year,
Yes.
that rookie year.
Sure.
The Gooden debut was kind of the same. I was only 4, so I don't know. But like my understanding is that was the same thing. The Valenzuela thing was a little different. He had pitched a couple games in relief the year before. No one knew who he was. So that was almost like the opposite thing where it's like this unknown just burst into the scene. But you're right, Skenes, we all kind of had
He also was kind of hitting dingers, wasn't he?
Valenzuela?
Yeah.
He is a good hitter for a pitcher.
I thought he was.
So was Gooden.
I've never watched him pitch outside of the year he was on like the Phillies.
Yeah.
In the 90s, but he's regarded as one of, if not the greatest hitting pitcher of all time, right?
Don Drysdale's probably the greatest hitting pitcher of all time.
Okay, but Pat post 1980.
I would say Gooden was better than him, personally.
Okay.
What about Zambrano or Bumgarner? More recent guys.
I think Gooden
Michael
was...
Lorenzen.
Yeah.
CC could hit.
Who was
He
it?
could hit.
He could definitely
jam.
CC could hit.
I remember he was almost tending to go to the Yankees because he loved to hit so
Oh, to
much.
hit the Brewers? Yeah.
Zach Wheeler. Bryce Harper said Zach Wheeler was furious when the DH came.
That's good hit.
Who was the guy in the Reds, Phil? That was a really good hitting pitcher.
Smitty just said his name.
Not Lorenzen.
Oh.
I would have said Lorenzen.
That's where you were going with.
Yeah.
What was the era we're talking here?
Like 10 years ago. It's all right. I'll look at my...
Carlos Zambrano.
Mike Leake, I thought, hit.
Played in the
I feel like
Or Carlos Zambrano fucking hit.
Zambrano felt like he was good for a homer or two like every year.
Yeah.
Played in the Diamondbacks, too. I forget his name now.
Mike Leake.
Nope. It's not
Not
Mike.
him?
No, I swear to God, Phil, if you say the name, I would have...
Back to Paul Skenes real quick. Meek, how many strikeouts did you say he had this year?
It was like 12.08 Ks per 9.
Okay, but how many does he have right now? Do we know?
I mean, he's just 60 pitches, so
He's up to
or 60 innings.
That's a lot of math.
Yeah. I said that like it was
59 strikeouts, 44 innings. Wait, my bad. 89 strikeouts and 66 innings pitched.
Gotcha. His total over-under for strikeouts is 161.5 right now.
Micah Owings. That's what I was
good. Yep.
Yes.
He used to didn't he used to DH sometimes, Owings?
You pinch hit, right?
Pinch hit.
Wasn't he was an incredible hitter?
I
Yeah.
feel like there was a point in time they would literally just have him in the lineup. I definitely remember that.
But I know, or Hershiser. At one point, they put him in the lineup,
Earl Hershiser.
which is funny. Yeah.
Marty Mush, you host a podcast with Justin Steele, correct?
Yes.
Justin Steele's over-under for strikeouts of the season is at 140 and a half. Oof. He's been pitching pretty good. So if it's 140, I'm going to say it's probably at 65 now.
Yeah.
60?
That's
Can we look that up, Meek?
I'm looking it up. I don't view him as a strikeout guy. Though.
He's not a strikeout guy.
He's going deep in game.
Yeah.
He's at 81 strikeouts.
He's at 81. Okay. So that's a little higher than we thought.
Also, just a note, his whip is .95.
Yes.
Below one's incredible.
So 140 strikeouts, a little less than his first half production. Marty, you have the floor to speak fully for Justin Steele.
I want to speak for him.
Yes.
The thing what Ev said is interesting because he's pitching. The amount of quality starts he even has is insane. Like he been pitching 7 innings almost every time.
It's almost like he's not even trying to strike people out as much now than
That's
just trying to get.
He says he feels great, which is good. His arm doesn't feel sore at all. He's got a good rest, and the thing is though, he'll pitch a complete game with 6 strikeouts, and he just because a lot of the guys, a lot of his pitches is all just ground outs, and a lot of contact. But 80, I thought honestly it was more. That's more strikeouts than I thought he had already. So
Just be careful with first half and second half. So, for instance, the Cubs have played 98 games in the first half. They're only going to play 64 in the second half. It's not really halfway.
Yeah.
Well past halfway.
Yep.
So just be careful if you're doing some of those. But Steele's a little different because he missed so much time. So it almost is halfway for him, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
And Chris Sale is projected to be the strikeout leader. His over/under is 220 and a half. Good for him.
Woo.
He talk about Cy Young.
What a resurgence.
He's
Crazy. I thought he was cooked. The Red Sox,
I think everyone
single-handedly saving the Braves.
Guess what? Organization matters.
100%.
The organization matters. If he went to the White Sox, back to the White Sox this year,
oh my God,
he would have been a disaster. Go to the Braves where you got Max, you got people that are, you don't need to be the best.
So
and he's just pitching the pitch, and these pitching coaches, the organization's helping him out.
Here's the thing that could really derail the Skenes thing. Sales is currently leading the league in wins. He's currently leading the league in ERA, and like Smitty said, there's a good chance he could lead the league in strikeouts. He wins a Triple Crown. Paul Skenes is not getting the Cy Young.
No, but that's like I said, the
he is close, huh?
It's great.
What's that?
How many wins does he have?
Sale is 13. Sale is leading the league in wins.
Leading the league in
and
wins.
in ERA with 270, but not in obviously not in strikeouts yet. But he's very close.
At least the Red Sox got Vaughn Grissom for him.
Yeah.
True. It was a bad trade. Phil likes to remind me of that because I was wrong.
What do you guys think of this bet? Over 101.5 wins by any team plus 110.
I love it.
Love it. I love that bet.
Yeah.
I love that bet.
It's a great bet.
I love that
Plus,
bet.
and because everything else, like the Phillies, right? Like they have their over/under right now at 98.5. Like, so if they do a little better than 3.5 in their pace, they're gonna hit the 101.
That's all that they were projected to be like 107, just like a week or two.
Yeah, right now it says regular season wins.
Not betting wise, but like just projection game pace of play or whatever.
Yeah, minus 120, 98.5.
That's interesting.
I have 2 unders I love.
The only thing about them is they might clinch early.
You got it right. You got to be aware of that.
Yeah, but judging by how the Braves and Dodgers went out of the playoffs last year, maybe they don't pump the brakes.
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. That's tough.
They
Right.
have
It's
the
gonna be a
Orioles
clubhouse
at
field.
95.5. They have the Yankees at 95.5. I'm looking for the Dodgers because that's all you're really getting.
So here are the team unders I love, just because
Dodgers
it
95.5.
falls in that vein. The Blue Jays under 77.5.
And they're gonna be selling.
Hammer that, because for them to hit that, they'd have to go 34 and 32 the rest of the way. So, I don't know why that's the line. That's crazy. And you got to figure, like Smitty said, they're going to be selling. If they sell Bo Bichette or Vladdy or even like Chris Bassett, Jose Berrios, there's so many guys on that team I think they're going to sell. The other under I really like is the Marlins under. Marlins under 59.5. That is minus 115 as well. They're going to sell Tanner Scott, their closer. They're going to sell possibly Jazz Chisholm. So, like, they already got rid of Arise.
Oh, they're definitely selling Jazz.
Their winning percentage right now is .340. They'd have to have a .404 winning percentage going forward the rest of the way just to hit 60 wins. And I think the team is going to be worse moving forward than what they have now.
So the Bosco bet's still in play for worse?
Absolutely. The White Sox have a big advantage, but the Marlins...
White Sox are minus 700 right now to be the worst team in the league.
Yeah, they have such a head
Which is
start.
incredible how inept that is.
I know. Their over-under wins for the rest of the season is 49.5.
Speaking of White Sox
7.5, yeah.
and ineptitude and
9.5, sorry.
general grossness, did you guys obviously checked out Jerry's stream 2 nights ago? Yeah. How fucking fun is that? Just to go out and hit dingers on a little league field
I need
and
to
act
give a
like
shout
you're a
out
major
to a
leaguer.
guy
That
that
was awesome.
used to be on the show, Evo.
Ebo, yeah.
Nukes.
It's a StatCast 420 bomb.
For record, is like not a physically like big guy.
No, but he's compact.
No. He's definitely like you could tell he's athletic and strong.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, what is he? 5'10",
About.
less than 200 pounds. I mean, hitting nukes out of this ballpark.
Oh, yeah,
Bombs.
He absolutely smoked it.
Fucking guy's a stud.
Max played D1 baseball, so that made sense.
Yeah. It's just like on an expanded little league field. It's so fun.
What were
Just
the,
to hit
what were
bombs
the
over
dimensions of the
200.
bench? Were they doing like 250-ish?
215.
Yeah.
No, it's literally.
It's a little.
He's
It's
still
literally a little league.
Well, but it's still a bunch of guys hopping off the couch.
No, it's
No, it's a little different. you know
I
once
play
you,
baseball. I know it's a
Yeah.
little league fence.
I'm saying it's really. It's what.
yeah, if you can hit tennis balls over that.
Oh no, I know I can hit them, but I'm saying like still like just sit hit a shit ton of them.
Yeah, like,
Shit ton.
for what it
You're
is.
just, you're just hopping off the couch. I'm
Tiredness
saying
is
like
the
just sit there and
hardest
just
part.
swing 100
Tiredness
It's-
is the hardest
time.
part.
It's more impressive, and what I would be there for, and Marty doing the Ebo. Just check out this, trying to gun one and check out the
100%.
StatCast.
The
That's so
StatCast is
much
the
fun.
coolest part.
Yeah.
The hardest part is when you've hit 80 home runs keep hitting, and your hands hurt and all of that. Because honestly, once you get the timing and just hit a pop up, and with the metal bats, because they were also using like the old school metal bats where they're illegal now.
How much did your stomach sink the first time you turned 13 or 14 and went back to the league field and realized how small it was?
Yeah, we went from 60-foot bases to 75, and then we really quickly went past 75 to 90, and 90 was just. You're like, I'm never gonna get a hit.
You're running forever.
It's a lot, especially if you haven't like hit the puberty stage
Yes,
yet.
and I did
It's not
not.
just
I was
tough.
late, and
Yeah.
I was like, "This is awful."
Oh, I couldn't make the throw from third to first.
I had hit the record for walks in a season. It was 145.
But you go back and you're like, why didn't I hit
Walk
80
that
home
much?
runs?
45 in how many games?
Yes. What?
Yeah,
That's a
I'm
full.
really-
That's a,
Season's like 20 games.
that's, you
No, I
lead
didn't
the
play Little
the American
It was
League.
like a travel.
Even when you said
that's-
75 was not a thing in Little League. I went for
75, some Babe Ruth Cooperstown.
Yeah,
I
I
was
was
find this.
or like Cal
flat
Ripken.
guy.
Didn't they do a similar thing?
Yeah.
Like you in the mound,
Excuse
they
me
go from
on my
45 to like in the 50s instead of 60.
Yeah.
I remember getting like invited to. Do
I remember going from like really little when it was like 45 to 90, and like you said, you felt like you were running forever.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Oh, the big boy trying to leg out a double.
Uh,
Put that thing in the gap.
speaking of big boy bombs, Aaron Judge's over under for dingers is 55.5. If he's healthy, he
I don't know
hits
how you
60,
don't take
right?
that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, and he's on pace.
But that's the only thing. It's his health.
I know for sure.
Yeah,
He just when he gets hot, he gets just scorching hot. Like for him to hit that number at this point, that could be like one really good month and a half, and he could just do it.
What's he at now, Meek?
34.
yeah.
now he has more than he had then when he hit 60. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has an OPS plus of over 200.
And like we said, the first month and a half
This
of the
is
year, he
like
stunk.
Barry Bonds on steroids, Babe Ruth 1926 numbers.
got it.
yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for Quan, he had a good chance at the Triple Crown.
Well, you have odds on it. You have odds on
odds are
it.
really good.
Quan
yeah,
just what
he's
he's batting 350, 354,
He's batting
something like
370.
that.
He might
yeah,
be.
like
Budget at 306.
that's what I'm saying. Like if it wasn't for Quan, like
350.
he's got homers and RBIs in a good spot.
But
plus 700 to win the Triple Crown. Which
I
is,
mean, Quan's
like,
never, Quan's a great hitter. He's never going to
Judge's,
fall off.
but he's like he's definitely basically the MVP, right?
You know what they're going to
Minus like
minus
Here's what I'm worried they're going to do.
He's minus 350, and Shohei is plus 1,000 to win the NL Triple Crown. Who's up there with him in average?
Shohei's average on
So he's crushing the home runs. He's got to be up there.
Arias is up there, I think.
Arias.
Is the average kind of shitty this year? Oh, no, it's 316. I'm sorry. I'm way off.
Oh, Yelich is hitting 326, by the way.
Is he?
Yeah.
Good for him. Friend of the program.
Arias hitting 310.
And Ozuna's up there in RBIs, correct?
Well, yeah.
And Alec Bohm, but I don't think that'll.
Yeah, but I don't like counting him.
Shohei has 69 RBIs.
Yeah,
'Cause I know
Meek big on
Judge is like 85,
mothers against
I
drunk
think.
driving. Good for you, Meek.
What's the odds on? Do you have the odds on MVP for Gunner? Is that available?
Gunner, let's.
Gotta be big. Like, Judge is over minus 300 favorite.
I would worry they're gonna potentially give it to Gunner.
MVP?
Yeah.
No,
You think?
No.
He's
He's better in like every category.
Here's my concern, and I'm just throwing it out there. I would vote Judge 1,000 times. Is that Judge won recently, so you don't maybe give it to this guy? Especially the Orioles finish a better record.
You think he's got enough fatigue yet? Like he's only won one.
I know.
If he had won the last like 2, 3, I would hear you.
I don't think he's at the LeBron.
Yeah, I think he's only won one. I mean,
listen. Gunner is batting 286.
Mm-hmm.
He's third in home runs. So Judge is better in both there. He's tied for 10th in RBIs.
how many RBIs for Gunner?
63.
Yeah, I think Judge is 85.
OPS is 956. He said, and Judge is better in every. I know what you mean.
You can't unless the Orioles win 120.
So
that shouldn't be an
Let's say
argument.
the Orioles
At
win the
the-
East.
I don't think he's at the LeBron thing yet, where like LeBron could have won it like 6 years in a row, and they're gonna switch it up a little bit, you know.
I'm just saying.
it's not
I'm a little. I would hate if Judge finishes an OPS plus over 200 and they give it to somebody else. That is a fucking crime.
If Gunners has to beat him in at least a category to.
Maybe they'll say, "Well, Gunner plays the infield." I could hear like the RDT
Even
argument.
Judge-
But
Judge plays a great outfield.
Yeah, the
Like,
numbers
outfield.
aren't close enough for it to be an argument.
I'm
Like,
literally
Judge is
making an
special.
argument I don't
No,
believe, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I like the contrarian.
you can hear that. Don't you? Can't you kind of like see that like think piece or like hear that kind of murmuring on Twitter? Well,
I think what Ev's saying with the fatigue not there yet for Judge, even
hope-
though there are Yankees haters out there, Gunner's still way too young and not. Gunner could be a superstar, but he's not at
He will
that
be.
level yet. Like if that was Bryce or Shohei putting up those numbers, I think you'd have a better argument for that.
There is an aspect where Aaron Judge won't have Roger Maris Jr. following him around the last 3 weeks of the season. That just flew over your heads. I don't know.
No,
it's a
we
funny
remember
jab.
I remember what
I don't know.
you're-
It's a funny
what you're
jab, but
referencing.
okay.
See, Meek, when you just go jab, 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 and that's your life, like sometimes people just won't react to every
process
single
it.
one.
Yeah, I was afraid you're gonna
Yeah.
call someone a coward again.
Well, Roger Maris Jr. is just not a thought.
Yeah, but wasn't Aaron Judge just like nice and like?
He was nice enough. He could have hit the home run a bit earlier instead of making him walk around for 2 weeks.
But wasn't Judge just like overly nice to like the Maris family and just
he's
like
just
the
a
whole
nice guy.
process?
He's
Judge has
Yeah.
been nice to everybody.
Nice guy.
Literally couldn't be. There's not one bad thing that's come out about Aaron Judge.
Bill's mad he didn't hit a home run fast enough. That's the argument.
What? Oh, because
When he had the
everyone was
pressure of the
looking in?
world, we were literally cutting in on College Football Saturdays to his at bats on ESPN.
Kind of selfish if you think
That's
about it.
Phil. He actually loved that shit. If you like baseball, you actually like trying to see
It
it.
was history. I mean, it was a big deal.
Of course it is. You could root for
I
him, root
mean,
against him, but either way, it's compelling.
Yeah, if you want
The
to
debate was
for baseball.
The debate was happening because people like college football fans were getting mad about it because they're like, "Why are you showing me Aaron Judge's at bat? I don't care."
I love that.
But it was a big deal. A big deal in sports.
Of course it was. By the way, not only that, but he also led the league in walks that year. I always like to say that about Aaron Judge. So not only did he have the 62 home runs, but he also wasn't getting as many at bats as everybody else who's playing.
We've discussed
Saying.
it too, but I think the fact
Well,
that
Barry Bonds killed that mentality.
Yes,
that's true.
true.
He's
Like
not getting,
he's just done it so well, so long, so many times that like anybody else does it, it's like, well,
And that's why I get mad at that steroid guys. They ruined it. That's why I'm still angry about it. And I'll be angry about it till I'm in the ground.
Steroid shit was awesome.
Well, yeah, but it's awesome until a guy like Aaron Judge gets cheated because we had fatigue.
yeah. You still give me McGuire bombs over Fenway Park in the home run derby.
but I mean, Judge doing
Nostalgia is a funny thing.
doing it all natural.
This was
I know that's my point.
Just a mammoth of a man with
Like,
just freakish athleticism.
Judge got fucked out of it. That's my whole point, Ev.
Look at that. That's what I was talking
What do
about.
we got here? Matt Cahill, 122 runs, 109 walks, 183 stolen bases.
What?
What?
Why are you Ricky Henderson?
Fucking
On Clemmer's about to get hard on. 558 on base percentage.
Oh my God, he was Ricky Henderson.
He's unbelievable. Guy's unbelievable. What a
Unbelievable.
ball player.
558 is absurd.
That is
It's absurd.
Well, I was on the plane.
I see Clemens.
What are you doing? Did you even face anybody through strikes?
I think Clemmer just eye fucked Marty. Just
I never loved Marty more than 558.
on base percentage.
I
Yes.
was on the plane home from Pittsburgh, and I saw that. I go, wow, I was unbelievable.
Clemmer just wanted to draft you.
How many games did you play?
When I was younger, I
It had to have been 100+ games.
play 100+ games.
That is insane.
Travel ball. Like, we would play.
What are you playing, like 4 games a weekend?
Yeah, and during the week, like, I would play so much baseball. It was insane. But
Did you love it?
yeah.
Yeah. Especially when you're doing that, right?
That's
That must have been
insane,
amazing.
man. Just-
Stealing
Tell you-
fucking 10 bases
What?
a game.
What are your thoughts on fall ball?
Fall ball? I loved fall ball.
Fall ball was the only baseball I hated.
Really?
I hated.
Why did you
I-
not like it, Smith?
It cut into football, not necessarily playing, but just like watching.
Oh,
And, like it got colder, and I really
What age
didn't
are you
like-
saying, though?
12, 13.
Yeah, because I was probably around.
14, yeah.
Maybe a little younger I was. But yeah, I don't know. I
We
just
didn't have it when I was a kid at fall ball.
I had the same team from when I was 8 to like 15. So like it was always just with my. It was like my were my best friends at that time.
Good time.
So it was
When
like,
did you guys start? Like, when did spring start for you guys for baseball?
I would start early.
Like March?
Like late March, early April.
Yeah,
You'd
late
start in,
March,
like,
but
March. I remember wearing, because I was in New
always do.
Hampshire, we'd wear like a jacket, a winter jacket out there.
it was
catching
awful.
Flies. It
It
was awful.
But you'd always do indoor hitting. And
Yeah.
shit.
And you realize how
was great.
hard and much harder it is to hit inside than outside as well. In the cages, it's so hard to hit.
Like you're in a box. I'm convinced fall ball has ruined so many arms in this country.
He said-
I'm dead serious.
that was the same argument 30 years ago. It's
I
great.
kids, I'm a big got to play all the sports.
Yeah,
But, bro-
Oh, but meanwhile,
too much-
you got
too much
studs
arm.
throwing 100 out of Texas and Florida and South Carolina
the
who plays
thing.
all year round.
Oh, max effort. That's the problem. Now you have these kids doing max effort in fall ball.
Yeah, all
That's
the
not
arms
good.
in New York are getting smoked because your arm is freezing cold. It's 45 degrees and we played in snow.
Meanwhile, you could throw half.
Hampshire, how do you
Meanwhile, you could.
play?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, throw during snow, you can throw half speed, 60 miles an hour. Whoever's hitting that bat ain't getting their hands back.
And it's hurting
That's
100%.
miserable.
The rare time I ever had a good swing, it was like, well, yeah, it's freezing cold, and then my hands hurt. I'm like, oh, the one time I get a good swing, and now my hands are stinging.
Batting cages like cold rain.
It's miserable. All right, good nostalgia talk. Back to future talk. I'm going to just run through MLB odds to win it all. And we talked about this earlier. There's really only 4 teams that logically right now people can see like winning. And this
I
might
disagree
be,
with that inherently.
I know.
Really?
This might be a year where chalk takes it over other
Wait.
years.
I actually want to go back.
So then that's why we're going to go through it. We'll
I
go through
agree
and
with
discuss it.
No, but I agree with Smitty. Like, I feel like the consensus right now is like 4 teams.
Playoffs are so weird,
I
man.
get that, but I'm saying what he's saying.
To win it all.
Right now.
Win it all.
To win it all.
And we also haven't had a
Before
trade
you go
deadline yet.
odds, who is one team that you would say right now besides the 4?
Look, the
What are the
Astros,
odds?
plus 1,500. If they keep on this track, if they can avoid the pitching injuries, if they can get an arm or two, I like that lineup enough to potentially do something. The Mariners
You
is
can bring Jose Abreu back.
no.
I think their pitching is going to hold up.
I would say, so far it hasn't, except for the last month. But we see when it does, they get red hot.
So let's go team by team individually from the jump. Dodgers plus 330, Phillies plus 500, Yankees plus 550, Orioles 800. We're all in agreement. Any one of those 4 teams,
Absolutely.
especially the top 3, could roll through the playoffs pretty easily and win it all. Braves plus 900. Outside looking in,
I don't think
the
that's.
top 4. I still think they can though.
I think they definitely.
I
Can.
think they
Absolutely can.
absolutely can.
Absolutely.
Especially if
They're
they
not the
make
same
trade
team
deadline.
they were last year. The team last year didn't get out of the first round. So what does that even mean?
The pitching they have too.
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
Now we're on the teams where can you honestly see them winning a World Series? The Cleveland Guardians are second in MLB record right now. Do you actually see them winning a World Series, Clem?
No.
I have a hard time understanding their success. So it's hard for me to say I can. That's one team, but but like some of these other teams, I kind of get it. The
We're
Guardians.
not talking about other teams. We're talking about the
The
Cleveland
Guardians, once they lost Bieber, I'm like, oh, they're fucked, and they keep winning. So I'm confused.
Yeah, the answer
Okay.
is no, because I think that's just, it's going to level out soon.
It has to, right? They're just taking advantage of that weak division. I just don't. I'm kind of perplexed.
So you're saying weak division, but they're the second best record in the league. As you know, as a baseball historian and cum guzzler, the division doesn't exactly matter anymore because you play the same amount of teams.
Well, you don't play the same amount of teams. You do play more against divisions, not as many.
Not as many?
Instead of it being 18,
They're
it's like
also-
12.
Okay.
Fucking unbelievable at home. That's what it is, too. They're 30-11 at home. They have 11 losses.
Stephen Kwan's getting on base.
And they're
Marty
away-
Mush level 50.
Yeah, and their away is
0.58.
28 and 26. Like, it's crazy. Their splits are a little insane.
wild.
We should
Like,
probably
could
look at
they get in the playoffs and be spunky?
that.
That's really like what
I
you.
don't see it, to be honest.
I don't see because they don't have like the firepower other than Jose Ramirez.
I mean, we look at the Diamondbacks last year, right? They're probably the example, but they had Zach Gallen, they had Merrill Kelly. Like, I don't see that same like.
Bibby's a good pitcher.
He is. They have a lot.
Like-
they have. I think they're almost built for the regular season.
Tristan McKenzie isn't like being a Cy Young guy this
They
year.
have like quality arms that like get the job done, but they don't have that ace. Maybe they'll go out and trade for it, but the Indians' ownership is so cheap, I doubt it.
But also,
Guardians, whatever they are now.
is he hurt, Tristan McKenzie?
I can't remember. I'm sorry.
I didn't think he was.
I could have sworn he was.
But he's a type of guy. He's 3-5 this year.
He did. He's actually.
He's been hurt. It's last pitch June.
But you have Ben
28th.
Lively, who's having a year out of nowhere. Like he has no business.
But Tristan McKenzie, he's also a type of guy. I don't know what he hurt, but he's a type of guy that could have Jordan Montgomery ace shit in the playoffs
no,
and just shut him down. I think he does.
don't. That bullpen's incredible. That's how they're winning. Is this bullpen? I mean, that is sometimes can be a recipe to win the postseason. I don't know. I look at this team. I look at this roster. I don't get it, but I give them a lot of credit. They fucking keep winning.
Just a note on Cleveland's starting pitching staff. They are second to last in FWAR amongst all starting staffs, behind only they're only ahead of the Marlins.
That bullpen is so good. They
The
might
the bullpen, yes.
Do they have the best bullpen in baseball?
I'm just going
Statistically, I wonder.
off of FWAR. They do.
Yeah.
So best bullpen.
That's why.
Second to worst starting staff, and also just the Toronto Blue Jays bullpen being worth minus 1.7 WAR.
that adds up. That tracks.
Twins are after the Guardians plus 1,400.
Nope.
No, just two teams now. I just have no long-term faith in.
Especially if they play the Yankees. That's the only team the Yankees I
Those
know.
are the two teams the Yankees own in the playoffs.
Don't care who they
I
are.
don't. Yeah. I believe the Twins way more than the Guardians. They have frontline pitching that I believe in more. I know Pablo Lopez isn't having a great year, but I believe in his stuff. I think like guys like Correa, Royce Lewis, he goes off. Like there are things about the Twins. Like all right, I could see that happening. I don't. The Guardians, I don't.
You guys are exactly right. They can't beat the Yankees in the
No.
playoffs.
And that's not even. That's. I know Clemmer doesn't believe in that because
You guys also told me the Twins weren't going to win any playoff games last year, and they won in the first.
Well, you also said that the
Oh,
next
we're
on the
saying the
list,
Yankees-
Milwaukee Brewers, who
look
are
at
plus 1,900, would be absolute dog dick shit this year. And they're
That's
probably
if
going to win the
Yankees are
division.
Crazy.
Right. That's true. But I have reasons for why I'm saying you guys just simply say, oh, because they can't be like this flippant thing that a lot of the stats you guys are talking about are guys that aren't even in the rosters anymore.
Brent Gardner could come back.
Yeah.
I mean, so like I what happened in 2006 has no bearing on what's happening right
What do you think of the
2000.
What do you think of the Milwaukee Brewers? Do you have any faith in them yet?
now.
Could they possibly make a run in the NL at plus 1,900 to win it all?
I saw them play. I went to 4 Rockies Brewers games in Colorado when I was out there, and they obviously Contreras is great, Yelich is great. I really like Jackson Chourio. Like, there's things about that team I like, but I just don't see the starting pitching being enough. I'm confused by them as well. Still,
The Yankees. I'm just sorry. They've played the Twins in a lifetime
playoffs.
in playoffs 18 times. What do you think the record is?
Oh, 1-17.
Yeah, the Yankees are 16-2.
It's
It's kind of like I understand.
It's
what you
crazy. It's a
mean.
crazy stat.
I get what you mean. Obviously, that goes back to the 1900s, but like it says from 1900. That's why I said that. But like it is kind of 16-2 is crazy.
Crazy. It is crazy. Absolutely.
The Mariners are next at plus 2,200, which I do agree. They have some firepower. Can they put it together?
Okay, this is one I really like. So the Mariners cannot hit. They can't hit at all. If they go, they pitch amazing. If they can go out and get 2 bats at the trade deadline, that team is very different and is a real threat.
I'm sorry. Who's this?
Mariners.
See, that's a team that I agree with you. I don't know if I could see them winning it, but I do think that they can get spunky.
If they're pitching maxed out and through to the best of their ability, they would have a chance.
Absolutely.
They've been doing it all year.
Absolutely. That happened for sure.
Oh, Castillo.
I mean, just Castillo, Gilbert's. I mean,
They have the best ERA in the
strong
American.
one too.
They have the
Really
best
strong.
ERA in the American League. Their team on base percentage is 300. Their team batting average is 219. So the problem is very clear. What they need to do, if they can go out and fix that, they are an instant threat to win the American League.
Why did they trade Jared Plenick, whatever his name is, to the Braves?
He broke his foot kicking a water cooler last year. Kind of a virus in the clubhouse.
That's
Not a good
exactly right.
teammate to have.
Well,
Just a bad person overall.
But he was serviceable.
all right, we don't know. Phil's making shit up, but the
It's
thing he
tough
didn't
that
make up
he-
the water cooler. The water thing is absolutely true, and I know it pissed off because they were in the playoff hunt. They're like, "What the fuck are you doing?" The bad
Yeah.
person thing is not true.
Well, Clemmer actually, they went on a tear when he went on the injured list, and then they choked when he came off the injured list. Kind of just.
Why is he a bad person again?
Just a losing presence.
Because he was bad on the Mets and now he's good for a rival.
Yeah.
Fair.
That's why.
The Red Sox are at plus 3,500, who probably won't do anything to help themselves out of the trade deadline, but they just keep winning.
Another team I thought was going to be dog shit this
Yeah.
year. They're really good. Their schedule gets a lot harder. Hubs and I were looking at it yesterday.
Hardest remaining schedule in baseball.
But they keep winning, so I don't know. That's another one of those teams that's like, I don't get it.
They're not winning enough, but they win.
They're on. If the
makes
season ended today, they'd be in the playoffs. I mean, the
tear.
wild card, but they would be in.
Also, quick, a team. We'll go back to even just we're talking about Skenes. The Pirates plus 500 make the playoffs. To me, they're 1.5 games out. Obviously, a lot of season left.
Anyone in the NL right now, besides the Washington Nationals, the Rockies, and the Marlins, you take them to make the playoffs is not crazy.
It's like you have the D-backs are like I think they're a half game difference in record or something like that. They're plus 140. I understand that. Listen, they've been better the last few years. They made the run last year, but I mean the Pirates, the top line pitching they have, and they have a few bats. It's not like they're not great. It's not great.
They can't
It's
hit.
not great. They got a couple of guys.
Can't hit, but they got Brian Reynolds back there. They got McCutcheon with some leadership. Like,
Oh, what Sweeney would say to the Mariners, if they're pitching like maxes out, they can definitely make the playoffs.
Yeah, but their pitching has been maxing out the Pirates, and they're still under 500.
They're right there.
They're on base.
They're 500.
Their team on base percentage is 299.
Oh God.
They're
If they
bad.
can't hit, it's the same thing as the Mariners. If
I
you just
agree.
the problem is so
I get what
easy
you
to
mean.
fix.
I get what you mean because people have said this. Like, listen, if the Pirates do make the playoffs, that's a pitching staff you don't want to face.
That's what I'm saying.
But
Especially in the 3-game series,
but
you got Skenes Jones.
yeah, that one.
And then Keller in a 5-game
That's
series?
what I'm saying. Like
Oh,
you're gonna.
thank you.
That's my point. Like where I really think that plus 500. It's
But
like,
then it's
they
like
can make a
you
run.
do look at that lineup. It's like they could just lose 1-0 because that's how bad they fucking are. So it's a weird. But I get what you mean. I
they
think
can
we
win
both are.
1-0.
Or win 1-0.
And that ownership is so cheap. Shame on them. Not going and getting some bats. Because you know the Mariners, as
You think they might though? You think with how good the pitching's been this
I
early,
hope so.
you think they would even just get a bat or two just to make it
No
just
way.
average?
there's
They're gonna
nothing,
say-
there's nothing this ownership group has done since they've owned the team that makes me believe that.
They're jerking off in the back.
Because they got obviously they have Cruz, they have like Hayes, Reynolds is decent. Like they have a couple of guys that can hit. But
Guess what? Guess what?
Hayes
Ev?
really can't hit.
Who?
He's very good defensively. That's a problem.
The Pirates right
Reynolds
now.
is a very good hitter.
Ownership right now.
O'Neal Cruz doesn't get better. He's the same guy he was when he got called up. And then the holes they have are just abysmal. Like
I don't think that's fair for O'Neal Cruz. I think the talent can be there. I think he can develop. He absolutely went on a tear last year before he got hurt. And granted, he got hurt in like the first week.
he had
But
played 9 games.
that's what I just said.
It's not a tear. He also had an OPS plus of 106 in 9 games. It's not really a tear.
You don't think his talent is there to be somebody?
All right, he's frustrating. So like, just look at he's literally the same player he was when he came up. Like I don't see any.
He's like a 22-year-old phenom.
He's 25.
He's a 25.
He was a 22-year-old phenom. The problem is he doesn't get. When I see a guy not get better from 22, 25, I start to get concerned.
That's fair. Even though he
has
shattered his shit.
Yeah, but I need to see improve. He's also his batting eye is not getting better. I don't know what the shit has to do with that.
Kansas City Royals plus 4,500 right now. Another team that just wins.
No.
No.
No, I don't
Starting
think
to
so,
fade a
no.
little bit.
That's fair. And then you have the Diamondbacks and Padres. at plus
Diamondbacks and Padres are both teams
5,000.
I could see winning.
Win it at all?
Diamondbacks, they got there last year.
I know they got there last year, but when you you say don't talk about it, be about O'Neal Cruz. Padres and Diamondbacks. When do they need to start doing it consistently?
You're a big,
Have faith.
in a way, sorry, you're in a big way of like you don't, just because they did it last year, it's a different team.
Correct, but there is talent there. Is my point. And they also added.
So
Eduardo
O'Neal Cruz has talents, but they won't do anything. Corbin Carroll has an immense amount of talent and has having a really tough year. So is he going to come back?
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
I don't know. When this hypocrisy hit the fucking Chris Cover fan.
What is that hypocrisy? What am I doing? This hypocrisy. O'Neal Cruz is the same player he was when he was 22. Corbin Carroll is a drastically different player than last year. I don't know what to make of it. I will say the Diamondbacks still have to. They're still going to get Eduardo Rodriguez back this year, I think. So that's something they didn't have last year.
Also, Jordan Montgomery just stinks now.
Bad.
Well, that's what I was going to bring
Blake
up.
Snell too.
That's what I was going to bring. Can Montgomery come into form?
I think he'll come back.
Didn't have a spring training. Can he have a hot second half and then be a bulldog in the playoffs? Like
How long do we say that he doesn't have spring training for? Because he's pitched a lot now.
This will be about the last.
We've been waiting.
Yeah,
we've been waiting.
the last
Like the first 4
Like
starts.
Scott Boras, it's to the point where Scott Boras is like, whew, I dodged that one.
Yeah. He fired him too.
The other thing, Zach Gallen missed a lot of time. He's back now. So the Diamondbacks could be a team in the rise. I'm still waiting to hear what Smitty's hypocrisy in the fan. What do you mean?
It was just an individual circumstance on you saying that O'Neal Cruz might not have the talents.
I never said that.
Somebody, or,
Never said that.
Okay.
It's not. I don't think you can hear very well.
Apparently not.
I said he has a lot of talent. He's not getting any better.
He's not getting any results. That's fair. We'll round out the show. Dive 3 teams here. 3 teams that are plus 10,000 or more. That do I think is going to win? No. But take a look at it, especially before the trade deadline. Texas Rangers plus 10,000. They're only 5 games out right now, and there have been rumors of them selling, and they have a lot of talent they can sell with Scherzer and maybe some other pitchers. But they got guys coming back, and if they don't sell and stay the same or even add a piece or two, that 10,000 looks pretty good because they were in the same sort of position last year. They almost didn't make the playoffs.
They were not in the same position last year.
Well, they started out really hot, but they almost not make the playoffs?
You are correct about that, but they were collapsing from a hot stretch, not coming up.
They've never been, and they were never like 5 games under 500. Like this is a very disappointing year.
But 10,000
with
Bruce Bochy,
with getting DeGrom back.
With getting DeGrom back, isn't Jung coming back?
Yeah, yes he is.
I mean, 10,000, you get in there.
Not crazy.
You got the manager.
Not crazy.
And 2 other teams, Mush, plus 17,000 if they don't sell the Cubbies. Could you throw out the first pitch in the World Series?
Their first series tomorrow is against the Diamondbacks, so that's a perfect team to at home steal pitching. They're right in the a half game out the Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
So like they can gain some ground on them. And the thing is, like I said, they're not going to sell, I don't think, because Bellinger's hurt.
What do you do if there's a Cubs-Yankees World Series?
Yeah, it's all Yankees, but it's terrible, but also awesome.
You know what I just think? Imagine if Marty.
It's not a debate.
It's not a debate. No, it's just cool.
That Cub hat's in the trash.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'll shit on it.
Imagine
100%.
if Marty becomes.
But that's the only thing that I have to do. It's just for the World Series.
Okay, well, so you heard it here first. If the Cubs somehow make the World Series and are playing the Yankees, you will shit in your Cubs hat live on Steal the Show.
Maybe pee.
Shit.
I don't know. Squat? I got a squat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Marty, it will not be in a 47 brand hat. We treat those with respect.
Yes.
What do you say?
No 47 brand.
47 brand hat.
Yes, not 47.
We treat those with respect.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine if you become their Grimace.
Hey, there's
Like
a chance.
you throw out the first pitch and they go on like a.
Well, there's
12-game
also,
winning streak.
my name. The chance of the other way could be a problem as well.
They're already losing though. I'm saying that you could be the.
Right now, they've been really good. They've been as the end of the not really good, but they've been
They had a good last week.
5-2 in the last against the Orioles and the Cardinals, which was good. Like this first series, and then it's against the Brewers. Like it's tough. It's tough. It's a big thing. I haven't thrown the ball yet either, so I'm a little nervous on Monday.
Oh, you got practice. You got a Kevin Spacey House of Cards, baby. Get in the backyard.
That's a bad name to reference.
I got to throw somewhere.
Oh, it was, but in case you pay attention, Marty Mush was on House of Cards. Meek, you fucking fraud. Fuck.
I'm just saying, it's still a bad name to reference.
Well,
What do you say?
it was a scene in a show.
Ask me how I peel my bananas.
Yes.
That was one of the first things Marty ever said to me when we met.
Yeah.
I was like, okay.
I have a discussion for the group real fast. We'll just do it live on air. A guest wants to come in tomorrow, at 1:00. Are you here tomorrow?
I'll be here tomorrow.
I know it's been. Are you gonna here tomorrow?
Be here.
You wanna do it till 1:30?
Depends who the guest is, I would say.
New York Giants.
You?
No, I can't pronounce his name again.
Oh, who you showed me?
Okereke? Okereke?
Yeah.
Deal?
Yeah. Would love
All
to.
right.
All right, you
I'll tell him
Giants
to come in.
fans, have your fun.
Would love to.
Yeah, I'll just keep watching.
The best linebackers in the league.
Yeah, I'll just keep watching John Mara get upset saying that he won't be able to sleep if Saquon.
Well, that's the owner.
Get him out. He's a fan. Owners
Yeah,
are
he
fans.
leaves it to the men,
Shane?
the football people. Make
Oh, Shane. I believe in him.
Sharp mind.
Sharp.
Sharp mind.
How do you feel about Joe Shane, Meek?
I think he's doing a good job.
Oh, all right.
He didn't draft Saquon, so he doesn't.
He didn't. He didn't draft Daniel Jones either.
But he could have drafted a quarterback this time and said
He could have.
Yeah.
He didn't like the guys that were there.
What do you think? What do you
Tried to
think? What do
trade
you think of the? Do you think the conversation was awkward with Saquon that they had on the phone?
I thought it was.
Absolutely.
I thought it was. I thought you could get straight to business. It's like, hey man, this is why I'm calling. We're not gonna you can test the free agent market. Don't be asking how your off season is and fucking, hey man, you doing all right? Or are you hanging in there? Or are you getting ready to get the pads back on? No, just say, hey, we're not gonna resign.
No, I thought the more awkward thing. I thought you were talking about the first conversation where he's like, "You gonna give me your word? Like you're gonna call us back?" And
No, but that was the same conversation.
Okay, I just thought. Well, at that time, like he's still like maybe gonna be on the team, so I understand the small talk. But I thought, the way more awkward thing was him just being like, "You give me your word? You're gonna call us back?" And he's like,
No,
I just had, like that's. You could just tell through the phone that he's like, "Why are you saying this dumbass shit to me?" Like I've said 1,000 times I want to be a Giant. Yep. You're the one who doesn't want me. Like Saquon, I was supposed to be a nice guy about it. It was so obvious. Like also, if you've been paying attention, it's obvious, but just like closely situation. But yeah, that was.
Also, Joe.
I
Shane,
didn't like how he handled that, but everything else was fine.
Joe Shane did kind of body John Mara in these episodes. Like Mara was like really pissed Saquon left, and Shane just doesn't really look that bothered by it.
You can't be.
I don't hate it. Give him the keys to run the team.
I'd rather my GM just not have emotions to players that he didn't draft.
He literally when Mara said it, he like literally smiled at him because he's like this idiot.
Yeah.
He's like, "These are our most popular player." He's like,
That is, yeah, you're right.
But that's owner talk.
he's like, okay.
He didn't get
face
convinced
of
by
Joe
ownership.
Shane was like,
That's why Jerry Jones had to be held back from drafting Johnny Manziel.
yeah.
He had to be restrained.
his son had to grab him like this, and be like, don't you dare! I'm taking Zach Martin, you fucking idiot."
What's Meek gonna be like tomorrow with a Giants player in here? Meek, are you gonna be rude?
You like him, Meek?
Bobby Okereke, hell yeah.
Oh, all right.
I mean, you better. He's fucking amazing.
No, yeah, he's a good player. I actually liked him
Very good
in
player.
Indianapolis too.
Very good player.
One last future MLB for we'll call it for the night. Mets plus 5,500 to win the World Series. Gentlemen, is it even possible?
Oh, it's absolutely possible. I mean, a lot of things are possible.
I don't think it's possible.
Playoffs are crazy. But I will say the Mets.
You think you're sniffing the playoffs?
Well, if the season ended today, we'd be in the playoffs.
I repeat, do you think you're sniffing the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting Senga back, sure. The question is, should we make moves to better the team, or should we make moves to sell? That's a whole different philosophy and argument. The problem with the Mets, I think, is
the question was, do you think the Mets can win the World Series at plus 5,500?
I think it is in the realm of possibility because they're a playoff team. So yes, it is the realm of possibility. Do I think it's likely? No. Do I think it's close to likely? No. The problem is the Mets don't have the front line pitching. Like if you go in facing Senga, Minaya, and Severino, that's not like having you shaking in your boots. So I don't know and also the bullpen's a disaster. So all the things that lead to playoff success for me, the Mets don't have.
I'm not sure if you noticed, COVID's flying in the air more lately. What happens if you get into the playoffs and a team you're facing just has an outbreak and like 16 of their players can't play?
It's taking down Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
that's
thought.
what's taking it
That's
down.
have a chance.
That's what's taking it
Just
down.
a thought.
All right. That's Big Central. We'll see you tomorrow.